We are changing everything about our diets. We just read Good Energy by Casey Means and did extensive blood work to figure out exactly where we've been going wrong in our health.
This episode, we're examining where we went wrong in our past diets, the 5 key health metrics to ultimate longevity, and a step-by-step guide on how to attain infinite energy. I'm Asher.
I'm Robert, and this is Learning to Live.
This episode is going to be broken up into kind of 3 parts. It's going to be the past, the present, and the future. So we're going to get into our intense dieting attempts in the past, what worked, what didn't work. We're going to break down all of our health metrics because we just did a really in-depth blood test and see, are we healthy? Who knows?
Yeah.
And then we're going to build our next challenge, which is the complete ultra diet overhaul, courtesy of Casey Means and Good Energy, which is what we hit on last week. So what's like the last week recap?
Yeah, so last week we covered Good Energy, which the core theme of the book is good energy, which is basically just your metabolic health. So if your cells are getting the right ingredients to do their jobs.
Turns out very few people are.
Right, yes. And it makes sense when you actually look at what we're putting into our bodies and how that's changed over time. It's gotten much, much worse just as far as food, but also other things like our sleep schedules and environmental toxins. There's a lot of things that impact our cells and impact our energy. We talked about some of the kind of flaws with the healthcare system that are currently kind of set up and how it's a little bit scammy and a little bit for profit and kind of this evil cyclic nature of you have to pay money to big food who then like ruins your health, and you pay money for like pharma and medical, and it's just a unending cycle of
brutal. It's not great.
No.
Yeah.
And then we got just a little bit into some of the things that we, liked and didn't really like about the book. But all of that was to just tee us up for this, which is going to be the beginning of our diet challenge, where we kind of look at more of how do we give ourselves good energy?
Yeah. On theme of this podcast, we want to take things to the extreme and see exactly how we feel. But first, let's set the stage of how did we get to this moment? Because before the podcast started, back in August, this was, almost a year ago now. I mean, like 9 months, 10 months ago, we really went for the dieting. And we did a 30-day health challenge. And I've done health challenges in the past before this, but never quite like the one we did in August.
Yeah, same. I mean, I think to give a little just life overview, I was raised in a household where it was pretty much always home-cooked meals. We'd go out to restaurants, for celebrations, and then I played travel soccer, so I'd go, eat out sometimes when I was out. But for the most part, I very healthy. I was a healthy kid up through high school, went to college. Yikes.
It's a little rocky
dining
there.
halls and a lot of fast food and amongst other drinking, a lot of bad stuff going in the body.
Yeah.
And then, coming out of that is we then were like, let's just try to fix 4 years of just damage on the body within 30 days.
And I think that healthy childhood, which we share a similarity there, I think increased our proclivity to then come back and be like, I know what I'm doing right now isn't right. I mean, the example I would always give my friends, because my parents also were very healthy. I didn't have McDonald's till high school was the first time I tried it. Like, we never had fast food, that pretty high quality ingredients. So I was very lucky in that sense. I hated it as a kid. I despised it. I was like, I hated all vegetables. I really hated broccoli.
Right.
I transitioned into kale. That became my nemesis for a while. And so, but then I go to college. I started eating a ton of fast food. We were drinking. We were not sleeping, like you said. And it was just like, man, this starts to take a toll.
Yeah, the body can't do what it used to do. And you realize pretty quickly that, and then once you're stuck in it, it's like, it's really hard to claw your way back out because, man, the food.
The cravings.
It's addicting. You crave it. It's also easier to make. And when you're exhausted all the time because you're eating like garbage and not sleeping, you're going to want to do what's the easiest thing, which is go get more fast food.
And it's like, it just feels like everything we look at that is not good is just such a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And it just like makes you want to do it more and more. That's what's so bad about it.
It's just like so specifically engineered to just be impossible to break away from. So yeah, August comes around and it's time to kick it into gear. So we kind of come up with a very strict set of 5 meals kind of a day, where I was supposed to be at a pretty significant caloric deficit. You were going to be at a caloric surplus. And yeah, so how did that go?
Yeah, so I think it's first important to say this was very heavily Brian Johnson inspired.
Yes.
We were, watching some of his content, and he's the self-proclaimed healthiest man on the planet.
In the solar system.
Right, let's not get that wrong.
Healthiest man in the solar system.
And the thing with him that is interesting is like, it's just clear he's going to absurd lengths to optimize his health. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, what would that be like? Was the basis of it. It was pretty brutal at first. So it was 5 meals. We had a pretty normal breakfast. It was like eggs, toast, and avocado. And then we had his nutty pudding, which is like a bunch of nuts, like macadamia nuts and fruits and chia seeds and flax seeds, things like that. Mm-hmm. And then the monster meal was
the super veggie,
which is black lentils, broccoli, cauliflower,
mushrooms,
doused in
apple
cider vinegar
and olive oil,
extra virgin olive oil,
a lot of cumin,
a lot of cumin and hemp seeds, and so really trying to get like the micronutrients.
We had a
smoothie. We had a bulk smoothie that was like packed with fruits and protein powder, and so this deviated a little from what he eats every day because we were on very different caloric goals. Mm-hmm. And then we also had a dinner of like. That was more of just like a chicken and a rice situation. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of work from the meal prep side. Mm-hmm. It also tasted horrible.
It was also brutal.
The super veggie was brutal.
Yeah, we quickly realized we had to make some modifications.
Yeah, first of all, I think we did a disservice to lentils because we cooked them horribly.
Yeah, we were doing them just like a rice cooker, and apparently we were not doing it very well. At all. So yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
And then we had to take the apple cider vinegar out of the meal. We decided to just drink it on the side. It was just way more enjoyable.
At least you get it out of the way.
Yeah.
You kind of liked it.
It grew on me. Something about it, I don't know, just made me give me a little boost of energy.
Right.
No, besides that though, in the meal though, none of that. It just tasted truly terrible.
Yeah, and we ate this 5 meals every day for 30 days.
Yes.
I mean, first of all, the first couple days, like the digestive adjustment, I called off from work one day because I was feeling so terrible.
Yeah.
My mood plummeted. Like I was literally like, because I was in this caloric surplus alongside my body just
pretty
not
significant
being,
one. Like
500-600 calories. Yeah. And because I was trying to put on some weight, and like that on top of all the fiber and it was just like miserable.
Yeah, no, and I felt like I was starving, but also like miserable because when I would finally get to eat, I would have to eat the super veggie, which took me like an hour to eat, and I was just like starving, but it took
would
so
literally
much energy.
take like there was days where between bites I'm just dousing it in hot sauce. Like just trying to swallow it.
We would go through a bottle of Frank's a day to just get down the super veggie.
Like this was no joke, and maybe we'll throw some pictures on the screen of the super veggies that we made. Or,
yeah, we got a pretty good meal prepping system going.
We did. We started to figure it out. And then it started to look up a little.
Yeah, we got into because another part of this challenge was like the sleep and also exercise. So it was a big adjustment period. Yes. And then kind of by week 3, we really hit our, top gear, and we were feeling great.
The energy
coming out
was getting really high. In the mornings, we were like like high on life.
Yeah, it was like 5:30 on a Sunday morning, just chugging ACV, sweeping the floors, just best mood ever.
Blasting music, like here we go.
Yeah,
and then I started noticing around week 3 that actually during my day, my energy crashes started to go away. Typically, what would happen after lunch. Mm-hmm. It's like there was some noticeable changes for sure. Yeah. Now, the issue was we were also doing it was such a big lifestyle change. We weren't getting the best sleep because we were trying to go to sleep really early, struggling to fall asleep at some times.
It's loud and light and stuff.
Right. We didn't have like blackout curtains. We weren't very set up for the challenge. And so that was a detraction.
Yeah.
But we made it through the diet,
Yeah.
I just think it was so much at once.
It was very hard to do as well. Like all the ingredients and all the meal prepping and everything. Like if we weren't here to be able to fully meal prep, it was very inflexible, which had a slew of challenges with it because there were things come up and after the 30-day challenge, we tried to kind of keep it going, but it just fell apart because when we weren't being super rigid and strict, which I don't think we should have been. That would have been kind of unsustainable on the long term.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall though, it was a really enlightening experience. I would say for me, when I was eating at a deficit, which we were eating about 3,000 calories a day. And, I do the calculations on like the internet that say that my normal rate was like 3,800 calories. So I was supposed to be at like 800 calorie deficit. And I think that got in my head because I was like, felt like I was starving a lot, and then
but not losing weight.
Didn't lose weight for the first 3 weeks.
Yeah,
stayed at the exact same.
That's a brutal place to be at.
It was miserable,
and
I felt like I was.
I
felt like I was like starving for like 3 weeks, and my weight didn't move at the slightest.
Yeah,
and so that was frustrating. But eventually it started to go down, and then very quickly, actually, which was kind of interesting. But
yeah.
Anyways,
topic for another time.
Yeah.
But it was a very enlightening experience. Mm-hmm. But like you said, it just completely fell apart once our foot was off the gas. Mm-hmm. It made a big impact in the time. It was not sustainable. Then it's like September, October, some months go by. New year, new me. Mm-hmm. We're like January, let's get back into it. And this time, it's also we're starting to really work on building the podcast. So, also a lot of other things going on in life. Mm-hmm. But we got really back into the meal prep grind. Yeah,
this time it was a lot more flexible and a lot easier, not as complicated meals. So we waned off the macros, but we still found a lot of success in kind of our routine and the ability to actually prep out. We were making like a rice, beans, corn kind of chicken bowl, and that was really good.
Yeah, and we had like a simple yogurt bowl that we were going with in the mornings with some eggs. And so it was like a very simplified version of a healthy diet, which just really let us meal prep consistently. Yeah. And that was a huge step.
Yeah, and I would say that I feel like I experienced a lot of benefits with this system, and I was a lot more aggressive with the cut this time and dropped the calories down. I think I was eating around 2,200 to 2,400 calories a day. And so that really pushed it to the limit. And I felt like I was like really hungry, but this just for me, I was at this point where I was like, I'm tired of just feeling kind of hungry all the time. Let me just
get it over with.
Yeah. And so push it there, but having very consistent meal timings felt very good because I would not be hungry at night or really even in the mornings. It's just kind of a window of the day where I felt like ravenous.
Yeah.
And then also having the just general cleaner foods was I felt quite good during this time, even though I was kind of hangry for like 2 months straight.
Yeah. See, for me, it was like I bulked during the August month. I gained a fair amount of weight, but then I like stopped gaining weight before my goal. Mm-hmm. And so when we got to January, I started another bulk. This time I was trying to get to calories. I was trying to get carbs. And so some of my meals were less healthy than your meals. Mm-hmm. Like my dinner wasn't very healthy.
You did nachos.
I was eating like nachos some night. I was eating like a pasta dinner, right? Most nights it was like a pasta dinner. And so my energy levels were not peak. And I like was reaching some of my goals. We were very active in the gym. So it was, not the most unhealthy period of my life. Mm-hmm. But it also, I was like, this isn't maximizing my dietary health is what it felt like for me.
Yeah, it was a huge improvement from college and a huge improvement from the other months, but it still felt like there was room to go. Yeah, so we did that for, I would say through
March maybe.
Yeah, through like maybe halfway through March, it kind of started to fall off a little bit because we were just all over the place, gone all the time.
That's also when March 2nd being the first episode we released. So then we were really like adjusting to our weekly schedule, prepping, editing, and so our time constraints got a lot more tight.
Yeah, so the meal prepping has fallen off, and then for the last couple of weeks it's just been kind of scraping by with a little bit too much eting out, but try to be a little healthy, no little Chipotle here and there,
right?
And then
it's
also,
not always Bojangles all the time.
Yeah, it's a little bit probably too much Domino's.
Yes,
but it's just so good.
It's very difficult.
But-
And I think this is really representative of a cycle that a lot of people go through.
Yeah.
It's like a health craze, and then it slowly falls apart, and then you're eating more and more fast food, and then it takes a big kick of motivation again to
Yeah.
get back into it.
Yeah, especially because it does have a very severe adjustment period where it's like the first like week or two after you kind of stop eating these unhealthy foods, the cravings are really high because the food's just engineered to keep you there, and it tastes good. You eat it once, and then you come back for seconds, but then not too long, and then it's all of a sudden it's so hard to get out.
I will say the positive thing about the 30-day challenge is the cravings start to subside after, like you said, 1 or 2 weeks. And so if you can make it over that hump and set in sustainable systems, you probably have a good shot at a really long-term habit.
Yeah. So we came to basically the timing of this is very nice because after we'd kind of been falling off, we had maybe 3-4 bad weeks of kind of subpar dieting. But now we're going to come back and hopefully right that ship.
Yes. I think it's worth saying what's going to be trying to be different about this time so that it's not just continuously falling into that cycle.
Yeah, well, right away I would say that it's not going to be easier to do this time. It's going to be probably much harder as far as the prepping. But ideally, it should just make us feel so great that if we can get over that 2-week hump, that we just find that it's possible to continue with it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be challenging because there'll be times where we're going to be gone. Holidays happen, family stuff happens. So try to find a way to incorporate all the things that we want to incorporate from this book, but in a flexible system that has some tolerance and some forgiveness and also some ways to just scrape by if you really need to, but still in a much better way.
Yeah. This time we're both going to be at maintenance calories to start. So I think that should help.
That should probably help a lot.
Should help a lot. We're really trying to maximize how we feel, like how the energy levels that we have throughout the day. While the 30-day challenge in the past, in August, was more like, let's hammer out these 5 meals no matter what, even when we weren't feeling great. And we did start to feel better and better. But hopefully, like you said, if we can really get over the hump and feel really good, then we'll get really incorporated. And we're also going to try and mix in different recipes, which we'll get to in a little. That should help it not feel so like monotonous and I got to eat this super veggie again.
Yeah, right. And I also think that one difference between, like real food and manufactured food is that your body kind of knows when it's had enough of real food, not when you have manufactured food. So like you said before, when we were just sticking to this like strict, rigid, we have to eat this and only this, and that's it. Now it's like, okay, we can eat as much as we want to eat. If we're full, we're full, and or if we're hungry, eat more, and that's okay because we know that we're not gonna go crazy on the calories.
Yeah, that's huge because for me, the surplus. We've talked about this in the past. I'm somebody who struggles to bulk, and so for me, the surplus was like making every mealtime miserable. I just didn't want to eat it. But now, also, we can have a little bit more fun. We can, if we're out and we want to get some fresh produce or try a new berry or try a different recipe. Like it should be a little bit more of a fun, holistic lifestyle challenge. So the cool thing about this book is it also gives you a really detailed way to see where you're at health now.
Yeah, there's a lot of different quiz questions to basically that evaluate do you or do you not do this behavior.
Yeah, and so she has this 8-part quiz that basically covers every aspect of health. It's very strict. It's a very high bar to hit.
Right.
And we'll go over results for that. But she also has about, 15 to 20 biomarkers that you can get tested through blood draws, which we did, to see how are you healthy scientifically. Yeah. And so what should we start with? Should we start with the blood draws or do we want to start with?
I think let's just start with some blood. Let's just get into kind of where we're at. So we just did the Function Health blood test. That was a lot of blood.
A lot of blood, a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of blood.
It's about $350 for those who are interested. It's 160 lab markers and
Yeah.
or biomarkers.
Yeah.
And it's like 14 vials of blood
Yeah,
that they take out of your body.
There's a lot. I was kind of losing it at the end there, but we made it through. Despite my best efforts, I started to like sweat a lot.
Passing
at
out
the
was
end.
close.
Yeah, apparently. I thought I felt okay in my head, but I was like sweating a lot, and that apparently is not supposed to happen. So they put me in another chair and got me some cool towels, and I'm like,
I'm in the waiting room like, seems to be taking a little longer than
yeah, you're just probably over there worried. I'm just like laying in my chair,
Yeah.
just like looking at the ceiling, like,
Right.
oh. But
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, we did this lab test, and now I would not have done this if we weren't sitting in this podcast studio trying to prove a point,
Yeah.
and have evidence
Yes.
for this. I don't think that it was necessary really for us.
And I would listen, if you have $360 lying around that you're like, I don't know what to do with. Sure, like it's a healthy thing to spend your money on.
Right. There's worse
things, and it's a motivating thing to see all the metrics,
Yeah.
which we'll get into. But do you need this? First of all, I think you can get smaller blood tests through your primary care doctor that are usually cheaper. Second of all, it's just going to tell you that you need to eat better foods and
Right.
move more. Like,
The
you know the cure already.
Yeah, the solution to most of the problems is going to be the same. So it's like if we hadn't done the blood test, I would pretty confidently say that if we stick with this diet for like 6 months, that we would have improved whatever problems there were.
Right, exactly.
And so, if there wasn't anything super emergent that we were like, oh, I'm really worried about this, probably wouldn't have gone.
But for the podcast, you're welcome.
Yeah, we did it.
We dished out the money so that now we'll have a really clear before and after. So when we check in, we'll have probably a check-in about the diet maybe a month from now. But when we do the follow-up blood draw 3 to 6 months from now, we'll really get to see the before and after on all the metrics. So let's get into what those metrics actually are.
Yeah. So she kind of has her 5 key metrics, and then a more expanded list for those who actually get kind of blood work done. Because I think the first 5 are pretty much, if you get a physical, you'll have that information. And then the expanded list is for those who want to spend more money like we do and get a more comprehensive guide.
Yes.
And now for all of these, there is an acceptable limit, which is, decided by someone somewhere.
Science people.
The doctors, I guess.
Yeah.
And Casey Means has her own kind of optimal ranges, which differ. And she has a lot to say for how she thinks some of the healthy limits are not very healthy.
Which I like because I do feel like with the way our health is right now as a country, it's like it's easy to think of acceptable as healthy because most people are really struggling with health, but probably not that healthy if we're eating fast food a few nights a week or we're not getting great sleep, right?
Yeah, no, it feels like it's easy to feel like we're doing a good job when we're really still nowhere near probably what the human body wants to be optimal.
Yeah.
So
let's get into it. So this next section, we're going to go through about the 15 biomarkers. We're going to go through the numbers so that we have this posted of our accountability and we can come back to it 3 to 6 months from now. And for anyone who's really interested into like what our blood results were,
right.
I don't know if anybody is, but this is that next section. If you're not, just skip ahead and we'll get into the next steps for diet. But starting with triglycerides, which the acceptable range is less than 150.
Yeah, optimal is less than 80. And this is in milligrams per deciliter.
Yes. Nice. I didn't write that down.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
If you're in anything other than these units, you have a problem.
Right.
That is more serious.
Yeah. So
It doesn't really matter if the lab results come back.
Just look for the number.
Yeah, there's no conversions here. It's not ounces and stuff. I mean,
this was a good metric for us.
Yeah, we did good here. No, you did great.
I did great.
Mine was 57. So less than 80.
Less than 80. Optimal.
Yeah.
Mine was 39.
All right.
I mean, do I need to read out anything else?
Yeah, you do.
I do because it gets worse.
It gets worse. Yeah. And for me, it gets worse immediately because now we get into HDL. And for this, the acceptable is greater than 40 and optimal is 50 to 90. And now I snuck in healthy at 41. So I'm
not
suboptimal, but just barely healthy.
Okay, we'll take it. This was another optimal one for me. I was 65.
All right.
Good start.
let's get into the next one, all right? Surely the next one, all right. I'm getting tired of this.
The next one is fasting glucose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
so
say
this
yours.
one acceptable is less than 100. All right. so the next one is less than, or the acceptable is less than 100.
Yeah.
Optimal is 70 to 85, and now I have 91.
Yeah.
So
I was 90, so
all right. Yeah, slip it under, still suboptimal though.
Yeah, no, both suboptimal on this one.
Yeah. Now,
And this is a big metric, the fasting glucose.
Yeah.
Like she highlights this as an important one. So
and it's correlated to a lot of other metrics. I mean, all of these are somewhat related. All right, next is waist circumference.
Yeah.
And now acceptable is less than 40. Optimal is less than 37. And I snuck in with a 34. So
Yeah.
made it in there.
I actually didn't. I forgot to do the waist measurement, but I'm pretty confident.
Like 30. Yeah, all right.
I'm pretty confident.
Yeah.
You know.
Next was blood pressure. No, we don't have any data on this, so skip.
Skip.
But that is one of her top 5 things to know. But we figured it's probably fine. Maybe slightly suboptimal.
It could be in the suboptimal range.
So next we get into the lesser, or not lesser, but just ones that wouldn't normally show up.
Yeah.
So these are the special ones, the bonus ones.
These are what we paid for.
So all right, I like this. Let's get into fasting insulin. All right. So fasting insulin, her optimal range
Just look at the smug look, huh?
is 2 to 5, and mine's 3.7.
Yeah, and mine's 8.2. Now, her acceptable, she says, is less than 10. So I'm unacceptable, but I'm above. I'm suboptimal, and insulin, that is a big marker.
This is the one that she says that you should try to figure out a way to get this.
Yes.
No matter
so
what. Work to do
there.
Yeah. Next, we get the triglyceride to HDL ratio. So this is just dividing one number by another. And the optimal level is less than 1.5. And I snuck in with a 1.39.
No sneaking over here. 0.6.
0.6.
0.6.
Wow.
But that's, I mean, you could have done the math. That's just, it doesn't feel like a win because it's just based on 2 other metrics.
Right. So that's just like, yes,
Yeah.
you already had those 2.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take it though.
All right. Well, yeah. So next is the high sensitivity CRP. And now this one, I want to caveat before we talk about this. I was reading about it. Seems like it's a very variable metric.
Yeah.
It kind of goes all over the place, especially if you work out, which I happen to do, the day before. So that... Anyways, so
keep
optimal,
talking,
optimal is less than 0.3. Now mine was 1.3. Now this fell
Not
out of
even in
range.
the ballpark. I mean, that variance.
This actually fell out of range on function health as well.
So this is like less than acceptable.
Yeah, but they did say that this one requires usually pretty consistent testing to get a good feel of.
Okay.
But, so it's like, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I'm not too worried about it. We'll see in
Yeah,
3 to 6
I was
months.
suboptimal here as well. It's 0.7. Not as bad, but not, clearly not as bad, but
Yeah.
not perfect.
All right. Well, let's talk about hemoglobin A1C. All right. Because the optimal range here is from 5 to 5.4. And I snuck in with a 5.3.
I was at 5.6.
Ooh.
Suboptimal.
All right. Well, let's talk about uric acid, huh?
Yeah,
now
let's talk about uric acid.
So this one is less than 5 milligrams per deciliter is optimal. Less than 5.
Yeah.
And I had 4.
Yeah, I had 5. So it depends on which way you slice it.
I'm pretty sure less than is
All right,
not-
fine.
But you're there. You're there.
Close.
It's fine.
Close.
Okay, then we have some liver enzymes.
Yep.
And so to start off with AST, which whatever that means, we got less than 17 U over L.
Let's not try and explain it like you know what we're talking about.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
I got 20, so I'm above.
I'm above as well, but at 19. So
I'm getting tired of this. All right, I'm getting tired of this. All right. Next is ALT, and now it's also less than 17. I had 15.
13.
All right. All right. Okay. Next is GGT, which is less than 25. What'd you have?
12.
7. All right. Get out of here.
Yeah, no,
close.
fair enough. But
I looked at it, and this is like the very, very low end where it says like you might have a severe issue if you're at 7 or less. So Maybe in a rare case. So I don't know. We'll see what the doctors have to say about that.
I'm like crying.
All right. Next, we got vitamin D. Now, for this, the acceptable is above 30 and optimal is 40 to 60. Now, I got 31, so I'm barely acceptable, but not close to optimal.
I got 29. I'm not even acceptable. Okay. Yeah, I need to get into the sun more. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I fall. So that's 14 metrics.
Oh, we also have the HOMA IR.
Oh, yeah. HOMA IR.
Yeah. So, yeah, the last one is HOMA IR, which is uses your fasting glucose and insulin.
Your insulin, yeah.
And so now this one is less than 2, and I had a 0.8.
Oof, I had a 1.8.
Oh,
But I
it's
snuck
that insulin
in.
right there.
It's that insulin
Yeah.
and the glucose.
It's interesting why, that's your insulin.
I don't know.
very curious
and
about
I'm
that.
a little concerned about it.
Because I feel like most of ours are pretty close, if they're out of range. They're
Yeah.
still close. But I feel like, you're still acceptable. But it does feel like that range is a lot higher there, because it's a pretty tight balance. So I don't know. That's
No, I'm a
Interesting.
little like that was like we got that result. So also this is only half of the this is not even all the blood results.
Yeah, we have
tons
160 labs that
yeah,
came back.
but this is what she highlights in the book as like the most important labs.
For like your metabolic health.
Yeah, and maybe we'll put like our whole list of labs on our website or some point at some point, right?
Yeah,
For transparency.
LTLpodcast.com.
There you go. Don't go yet because I don't think it's set up, but
Hopefully by the time this episode comes out, it's a little better.
yeah.
a
Now
little
we
better.
have a timeline, so there you go.
Okay. When it comes out, go to LTLpodcast.com
Yeah.
and you will see something usable and
You
slightly
click on it, it
helpful.
just says nothing usable. Anyway, so yeah, these are the most important 14 metrics that she chooses. Now, I was in range on 8 of them. Or in the optimal range on 8 of them. Acceptable on 13 of them.
I was optimal on 9. Let's just go ahead and
But how many were you?
I don't know.
Unacceptable in?
I think I was unacceptable in 2. So
Two. So. So some serious concern. up
yeah,
there.
but honestly, on the edge of a lot of these,
Right.
Which
So,
is interesting.
It's interesting. 8 out of 14 is a terrible score. If you were to get a score on a test.
Yeah.
And now, obviously,
Just wait till the quiz scores come back.
right. Yeah, get ready. Now, what I do think this demonstrates is that we're 2 pretty healthy guys. And so, yeah, we're acceptable on pretty much all of our labs across the board. In function health, in like the 90 or so that we have back, I have 2 out of range. And all the rest are in range.
Well, yeah, I would even say in her book, when she highlights the kind of acceptable ranges, that the top 6.8%, I guess, of people's health, they pass the acceptable range of her top 5, which we did.
We're in the top 6.8 of those metrics.
Yeah.
So this shows the point of like, yeah, we're healthy. And so if we were just to compare to the standard test or compare to what we're seeing or what we could be doing, I feel like we're cruising. But then you go on a stricter, like, this is what you should be to really have good energy. We're really not that close.
Yeah, we're barely, it's like scraping the kind of ranges. So
Yeah.
and I think this is good. Honestly, I didn't expect them. I honestly expected them to be better
Yeah, same.
than this. I expected
Yeah.
to kind of nail most of them. So it's kind of eye opening to say like, oh, some of these are actually out of range. There's some work to be done, and it's cool to actually see that because it feels like there's work to
Yeah.
be done in my head when
Yes.
I'm like, I feel like I could feel better.
Yeah.
So
this is exciting because now we have this benchmark and we'll come back and we'll see exactly what changes.
Yeah.
But for those who don't get the blood test, she has an extensive quiz to just see where else you're failing in your life.
what else you're super under?
Yes.
So it's, her baseline quizzes. Now there's 8 of these.
8 quizzes, and they range from the lowest one is only 3 questions, but they're mostly around the 15 to 20 question mark.
Yeah. So the first category, the first quiz was food.
Yeah. Unsurprisingly, the core of the book, food.
And now, so some of these questions are like these true false, questions such as like, I'm confident that I can eat less than 10, or that I eat less than 10 grams of added sugar a day, or I have a health wearable that tracks my glucose or something like that.
Yeah.
So some of them are kind of unrealistic, just off the rip. It's like, obviously I don't do that.
Yeah. Or it's like, I could just check this health box by just buying a Whoop.
Right.
It's like,
So-
doesn't really feel like it's a health thing. But most of them are, are you eating organic foods? Are you getting enough protein?
Yeah.
Things like that.
But it's a savage quiz. It's like, are you only eating organic foods all the time?
The bar is ridiculously high.
Yeah, so yeah, we failed.
Terribly.
So out of 27, we got 11.
I also got 11.
Yeah, and she said if you get less than 18, then you should seriously consider some significant lifestyle changes.
It felt a little dramatic.
Right.
But fair. Fair.
We are here to
We're
make
here.
a change.
Yes.
So fair enough.
Fine.
Next up was sleep.
Yes.
And, questions like, do you go to bed at the same time every single night? Do you have a wearable? Same kind of thing. Now,
Yeah.
this
But
one,
again, the questions get intense in terms of the level you need to hold yourself to. And that kind of is true for all 8 quizzes.
Right. And so this one, I got an 8 out of 13.
I got a 10 out of 30. Here we go again.
That's right on the cusp, because that was 10. That was her limit. Of, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about meal timing and habits. Okay. So what'd you get on that one? Now this is like, do you eat at the same time every day? Do you eat within a specified window?
Yeah, I got a 5 out of 11.
Ooh, I got a 6 out of 11. Well. But still, that's not good. She
Not
doesn't
good.
get higher than an 8.
Yeah, I mean, it's less than 50% for me.
Yeah. I have over 50%.
The next one, light, which is are you getting outside enough? Do you have screens?
Yeah, for not to say outside enough is for 3 cumulative hours per day. Are you outside in the sun?
Are you
in daylight?
in daylight? Are you wearing blue light glasses before bed? Are you It's all
do you
the
have
stuff.
dimmers on all lights in your home to go off when the sun goes down, type of thing?
10 questions.
Yep. I got a 2.
I got a 1.
Ow.
So it's I almost couldn't do worse.
Right,
Which is
yeah.
shocking.
That's what was the one?
And let's just say this. My vitamin D is below
Shocker.
it's below the acceptable range. So
It makes sense, doesn't it?
it's nice to see that it's all lining up.
Right.
at
So if
least.
you're getting a 1 or a 2 on this, you can assume that your vitamin D. Clearly, the difference between a 1 and a 2 is about 2 milligrams per deciliter of vitamin D.
Yeah, exactly. Next question was movement. 8 questions. Coasting at a 50% here. 4 out of 8.
5. I got a 5. I'm actually surprised that I was only 5 out of 8 on this. I figured that we would have kind
I
of crushed
figured too.
movement, but no, we do not do enough.
Because a lot of it is, are you moving throughout the day? And the book gets into this misconception that when we bunch all of our movement into a 1 hour period, we're actually still at risk for a lot of heart disease and a lot of these things because that's not what we should be doing.
Yeah. So it's the common trap that we fall into is go to the gym for 1 to 2 hours, really go hard, and then sit for the entire day.
Yeah.
And that's just not how we're supposed to operate.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Not at all.
So yeah, 5 out of 10, or 5 out of 8. She does get a 6. Still
Yeah.
fell short there. Now
The next category was temperature. Are
Yeah.
you getting enough heat exposure, enough cold exposure? Because apparently that's good for you.
right. Yeah, no, I'm not. I got a 0.
0 out of 3.
0 out of 3. So that didn't go well.
No.
Next was the stress and emotional and relationships. How you doing? 18 out of 21.
18 out of 21.
And I feel like a lot of this was because we just did all of the living untethered
Right.
soul.
We're coming off of a real
This is-
mindset shift
Yeah.
and a daily meditation practice.
And a lot of purpose and perspective. So that was a really good, it's cool to see that the one thing that we just spent the last 3 to 4 episodes talking about on here, that we did have some
passed.
improvements.
Yeah.
We passed the Casey Means
And I don't think I would have passed
baseline.
before.
No.
Yeah.
No, I would not have. So yeah, we did pretty good. 18 out of 21, above 16, her recommended thing. So that's good.
Yes.
Now, next up, we have toxins. Now,
Yep.
these are toxins from food toxins.
Right.
did not do so. I got 13 out of 18 on this.
Yeah, I got an 11 out of 18 on this.
Uh-oh. But I was still below her,
insulin.
14. Yeah. That's what's causing it right there. No, this one was pretty savage. This one was like, have you taken an antibiotic within the last 2 years?
Yeah, some of these questions I almost disagreed with on premise. Like, and we'll get in this next category, which was an environmental toxins, which I got a 3 out of 18 on.
Oh, I got a 5.
Okay. This one was savage too. This one, like, is all your things like odorless, natural shampoo, like
Every single
dish soap.
Yeah.
It's all of that. Fluoride-free toothpaste. Didn't know that was supposed to be fluoride-free.
Yeah,
so
it was my understanding that that was something
maybe
that we
we'll
liked.
look into that in a future episode. But there was a few questions that I was like, I don't know if that's even something I'm trying to
like, have you
optimize
taken
for.
Tylenol like 5 times over the last year?
Right. Which I don't necessarily know if is bad if you're having like a few different migraines.
Right. Like, is it bad to get antibiotics if you are sick?
Yeah, I got antibiotics for strep throat.
Right.
Within the last 2 years.
Like,
there goes my health. Apparently, it's like I'm pretty sure I was dying while it
right.
going
Or like
through
if you get the
strep.
flu.
Yeah.
Like, can you, like, I don't know. So that was a little weird, but overall, I would say that these baseline quizzes were, the majority were good metrics. They were extreme. It was pretty much all or nothing. I mean, it was all or nothing for most of them.
Yeah.
But so I honestly am curious to see if these improve much at all, because
the food should,
but it will be hard to improve some of these other ones because they are like, we have to rebuy all of our stuff.
You have to redo your entire life pretty much. Now, out of her 8 quizzes, I passed 2 of them.
I only passed 1. Okay, all right. I was a lot close. Okay. All right. Yeah, all right. Yeah. I think some of them will improve because they're like habit based. Like the temperature one, we could theoretically do if we wanted to go to a sauna, but
do some cold showers maybe.
Yeah.
So we'll look into this and maybe incorporate some habits. Maybe we'll, like some of the environmental toxins, we're thinking about filtering our water. I don't know. It's so expensive that it's like, is it worth the marginal gain? I don't know. We'll look into it.
Because it really doesn't, we don't know if changing a lot of these will drastically affect our good energy. And that's why we kind of want to start with the food category and then maybe incorporate a couple other habits into our lives from some of these other ones.
Yes.
But not really make drastic changes like throwing out all of our soaps and everything that we use. So
okay. That's the past. That's where we're at in the present with all of our health metrics and our quiz results. Now it's time to eat healthy. Let's build a completely new diet.
Yes.
Using her principles of the book, using her dietary recommendations.
Yep. So there's a lot of guidelines. So she starts off with 3 absolutely no's, which is no refined added sugar, no refined grains, or no refined seed oils, or just like, I don't think any seed oils.
Yeah, no seed oils.
So none of that stuff. Now grains, this is even like no, you can't even eat brown rice. That's
no quinoa.
Yeah, quinoa. Pretty intense.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. So the next up, she has her 5 to-dos. Now do these all the time. So every day over 50 grams of fiber, which we previously thought when we were doing the 30-day challenge
was too much
because of the severe digestive discomfort we were experiencing.
So we'll see if that happens again.
Right.
Definitely nervous.
Hope it doesn't.
Yep.
And then 3 or more servings of probiotic foods, like sauerkraut, whatever. Greater than 2 grams of omega-3 fatty acids. Greater than 30 different types of organic plant food, micronutrient antioxidants.
That's a tall order.
Yes. That's a lot of different types of things. I don't know if I can name 30 different types of things.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
And then greater than 30 grams of protein per meal.
Yeah, should be easy.
So
these are like the core building blocks, which I think we're going to stick to pretty much every day, except for maybe some slight exceptions.
Yeah.
If we go to a restaurant, we're going to get a healthy meal. Are we going to ask if there's seed oils in the meal? Probably not.
Right. That was one of the questions on the quiz. Do you ask if there's seed oils in your food at restaurants?
No, I do not. Sorry. and I won't.
Not gonna change that.
No, but so like, if we're out to eat, we're not gonna get organic food, right? It's not gonna be completely 100%, but it's gonna be for the challenge pretty much there all the time on these 8 metrics.
Yeah, and it'll be hard because all of these that we have to be, all the fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, legumes, and beans have to all be organic and preferably regeneratively grown on a farm that's very environmentally friendly. So that'll be fun. And then
really stepping into a new world here of like intensity with the quality and types of foods.
No, this is savage because I feel like, we're getting by on like fast food and it felt like going to the grocery store was healthy. Now it's like, can't even go to the grocery store. Got to go to the farms themselves.
Go to the farms themselves.
Go to the farmer's market. So that'll be fun. And then for meat, poultry, eggs, and you're only allowed to have A2 strain dairy products. But these also have to all be, pasture raised, organic, 100% grass fed. Then you can only have 4 different types of wild line caught small omega-3 fish. And then you have to have organic or minimally refined spices and herbs, condiments, fermented foods. And then you have to have reverse osmosis or charcoal filtered water, which we'll see about that later.
Yeah, so it's basically the highest quality foods, the healthiest foods. It's not dietary restrictive from a be vegan or be... The only things it's cutting out, grains, but it's not cutting out it's not like a low carb diet specifically.
I'd imagine this is an inherently gluten-free diet, but
True.
I mean,
true. And it's also like no sugar, and so it cuts out pretty much every dessert you could ever want.
Yeah.
But
but that's the other problem, you know, you have to make your own dessert with like
chia seeds.
Chia seeds,
strawberries and
fruit. It's just normal food. Which is, the nice thing about these kinds of rules is that you really, there's obviously like a fiber. It will be, I think, impossible to eat less than 50 grams of fiber a day, just with how real food actually is. And then, with the protein, that might be kind of challenging in some meals. But for the most part, it's nice to know that if you eat these foods, you really can't go wrong. Like there's any combination of these will be good for you.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And here's where I'll give her a lot of credit. If you're someone who doesn't want to just read about their health, but wants to know the next step, the latter third of this book is packed with recipes. It's packed with the types of foods you can and can't eat. It's got the quiz that we said, so you know where you're at.
Yeah.
And
she has a 4-week plan.
And she has a 4-week plan.
To kind of set you up for success.
So it is dense on that, how to actually do this in your own life.
Yeah.
How feasible it is. It's still difficult, but credit there for sure.
Yeah. She also touches on how to make habits, with BJ Fogg, Tiny Habits. Watch episode 4. See me in this exact same shirt. So it's like you won't even know that you just went back to the last episode.
Yeah, it'll be there you go. No, exactly.
But I just thought that was hilarious that she shout out to BJ Fogg as well.
Yeah.
Hey.
She also shouted out the Untethered Soul.
Yeah. So it really seems like it's just
clearly we're on the same page.
Yeah.
So that's the do's and the don'ts. And like you said, some extra guidelines about the quality, the types of foods. She also has a big list. So something we've been actively working on is building a lot of these recipes, getting the macros so we know exactly what we're eating. And it's going to be rich with vegetables, rich with fruits, rich with nuts. And so we're currently in the process of building our diet right now. And we have kind of the rough outline. We're going to get into the specifics. It's going to follow probably a 4-meal schedule, with one of those being like a smoothie, a fruit vegetable smoothie. Our breakfast is going to be some sort of yogurt bowl with nuts and fruits and seeds and all the micronutrients.
Yeah, and then maybe like a little egg scramble.
And an egg scramble and some veggies. And then our lunch will be the super veggies going back. So that's...
Super veggies back. It's back and mightier than ever because this time we're not making a lot of the modifications.
Yeah,
but we're going to try slow cooking it this time.
Hopefully we can actually make the lentils not taste like dirt.
They literally tasted like dirt.
Yeah.
And so, we'll see if this time with the slow cooker, it might be easier to prep out because it did take us a while to do this.
Yeah.
And hopefully it just tastes a lot better.
Yeah. Now, Brian Johnson is vegetarian. We're not going to be vegetarian. So we're going to add like a protein, like a chicken to that. But like we said earlier in the episode, that's a broccoli, a cauliflower, a bunch of micronutrients between lemon, ginger and apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
And then our dinner will probably be something along the lines of a salad with maybe some sweet potatoes or some cauliflower rice and another protein and maybe
some like seeds
and nuts to get up
all
some
those
of
leafy
the
greens.
Yeah. And alongside these meals, if we didn't mention it, 3 servings of probiotic food. So maybe that's a sauerkraut or a kimchi or whatever.
Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt would count.
Yeah.
So that's the rough outline. It's probably all the meals will look probably similar to something like that. But she has such an extensive list of recipes that we want to try because it should be fun.
Yeah, no, and they're pretty insane and seem like they take a good amount of time and a lot of ingredients. So we haven't started, obviously, eating this yet. Now, I'm a little worried about just the cycle, the timeline, the lifetime of foods. You know, I like when I can buy bread that lasts for a year in the fridge.
Yeah, definitely all natural.
Yeah. No, that will not be the case anymore. It's like
Yeah.
we can't buy things. You know, we've got avocado mash that's been in the fridge for, I think, 2.5 months.
This is for the best.
It expired. It expired last month. I ate it
For the record, I don't do that.
Okay.
For the record,
If it smells good and it looks good and it tastes good, it's probably fine. So
you're still alive.
I'm still alive. And so either our fridge is a freezer or there's just some
argue.
stuff that we should not be eating
Yeah.
in most of our food.
So hopefully this at least forces us to eat a fresher cycle of foods. But yeah, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, because we're
lot
going
of
to have to buy
shopping.
groceries like every week and we're going to have to go get them from the farms. So, whatever those are.
Yeah.
We'll go
But
find them.
it's just, I really hope we feel great at around week 3.
Better.
Because this is going to be, it's going to be expensive. So that's another thing we're going to do. As we actually build out the final food list and we do the shopping, we're going to say where we got the foods and how much money it actually cost us.
Yeah.
So if you want to replicate, you can.
Yeah, and ideally, we're also developing a tool, as in we're having Claude,
Good old Claude.
generate a tool to
Yeah.
basically just help us map out and create a food
It's basically
database.
like a good energy specific food database where you can build recipes. And
Yeah.
hopefully we can put that out where other people, it's just an HTML file. People can just download it and use it and build your own recipes.
It's very simple, and we'll just toss that out there, and hopefully maybe we'll add on to it in the future. We'll see. It could be pretty cool, but yeah. So we'll make all this available on ltlpodcast.com. Go check it out. But yeah, so we'll be very transparent with the averages because obviously we want to be flexible. We want to try some things, so we're not going to have a full price breakdown of like that this is necessarily every day, but we'll give like a very close estimate to like what our weeks look like.
Yeah.
And it will probably be much more expensive. I think we were able to crumb out about $13 per day when we did the 30-day challenge and then our last diet. And that had some, supplements in it, but as far as like protein powders and some creatine, but this is about to get a lot worse.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe it won't be that bad.
I mean, the all organic alone is gonna be.
I was just at the grocery store. I'm looking at like organic sliced turkey versus regular sliced turkey. I'm like, it's just gonna add up.
But I mean, I'm really excited because as miserable as this sounds, and as front loading as I am with the bad food right now to just try and get it out of my system, that won't work.
Yeah, right.
Like
it's gonna make it so much harder.
I've never really eaten like this in my life before.
Yeah,
and
me neither.
We grew up in healthy households, but
I mean, I still ate Eggos.
Yeah, there you go. Like
So-
this is gonna be more intense than I've ever, especially chosen to do for a long period of time with very little cheating at all.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, then we'll say back to McDonald's. You go. I mean, I don't. It's like
I have a feeling it'll feel pretty great, and I'm curious to see if eating, a 4-piece Supreme from Bojangles will kill me on the spot after like 3 or 4 months of this.
Yeah.
Because ideally, we're gonna try this for a long time because our blood work is gonna be done.
I'm gonna at least do it until the second blood panel,
and that's gonna be in like 3 to 6 months, and we should probably err on the side of 6 months just to
really see. And so hopefully, because I'm not buying that thing again.
No.
So
no.
hopefully that also means that, we'll really have cemented it as a habit, and then it just keeps going.
Yeah. And
If we have any money left.
right. You know, she does say in the book that it seems like you're spending more money than you would be otherwise, but she says that you will spend it on medical bills later if you don't start spending now. So a pretty intense way of looking at it, but you know, there's probably some truth.
There's definitely some truth to that. Yeah. I mean, medications are expensive. Being unhealthy is expensive. So
yeah. And it you know, doesn't upfront seem that way, but you know, also if you go to Chipotle and you can spend 14 to 18 bucks there easily on one meal.
If you're buying unhealthy groceries, that's the cheapest for sure. Mm-hmm. If you're buying a lot of fast food, even 2 to 3 times a day versus like maybe it's cost equivalent, but it's not cheaper. And a lot of times it's more expensive.
Yeah, I would say Domino's.
Domino's has some good bang for your buck deals.
Pizzas are very cost effective, but also horrible.
Horrible for you. So,
you know, not worth it.
Choose your cost at the end of the day.
Right.
Now, okay, all that being said, that's the diet. That's what we're looking forward to. What's coming next week?
Well, big pivot. So we're wrapping up the food. We won't have a lot to talk about with this until we have our check-ins soon. So we're going back to learn about the brain. Now, this is going to be different. So we're getting into The Master and His Emissary, which is a pretty benchmark book in this kind of like hemispheric differences between the right and the left brain. It's going to be very interesting.
Very interesting. And it's written by Ian McGilchrist. And, you know, with the Untethered Soul and stuff, it was the psychological, it was the spiritual. This is really the science. Mm-hmm. And we'll see.
I think it's scientific, but also it gets very philosophical and historical and kind of paints a picture. Yeah. So we're going to come in. It's a long book.
It's a very long book.
And so we're going to just try to get through the first part, which is kind of the overview of some of the science behind it. And then part 2 is where he really gets into the kind of what that means or the impact that this has on the world.
Right.
So it should be very interesting.
Yeah. And the hope is that this starts to tie in just some loose threads of what might be going on, because something we're really interested in is, you know, there might not be some unifying theory of existence, but like trying to understand, okay, these people are having spiritual experiences. These people are studying the science of the brain. There's these philosophical ideas. There's these health concepts. What's kind of some of the bridges between all this stuff and the principles, so that as we try and chase, you know, that fulfillment, we have a more comprehensive picture. So this will be really cool, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you try to look at the world through like a lens that's missing part of the puzzle, you know, or that has a piece missing, it's not going to make a lot of sense. And so this is a book that has a very kind of different outlook that we haven't really gotten into. And from what I've heard, you know, on other podcasts that actually mention this book, every time I'm like, that seems like the most insane thing I've heard. So I think it'll add a really big context to how we can look at the world and hopefully make everything kind of make more sense.
Yeah, so that'll be a 2-part series on the first and the second half.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can bring in some interesting sections of the book and just have our honest reaction to that. Yeah. So that's what to look forward to.
Yes.
And then post that, we'll probably have a check-in episode where we'll refresh on our meditation, refresh on actually how the diet has been treating us for the first 3 weeks.
Talk about the phones, talk about the tiny habits.
So it should be tiny habits, which are getting
suffering.
Tinier and tinier.
The tiny habits are now just thoughts in my mind.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll do a full like check-in and our transparent lens on how things are going. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what to look forward to.
All right. Till next week.
Till next week.